welcome back to this segment of Business Ambassadors. I'm your host, Jackie Bell with the Primrose School of Noblesville, and I'm excited to introduce my guest for this segment, Christian Tombers. I keep wanting to say Tombers, but it's Tombers. So, and it seems to me that you're kind of dabble in a lot of things and are maybe an expert in a lot of different things. But I think we're going to start out with the umbrella that all of this that you do fall under. So we're going to talk about Charlie Tango Productions. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to have this business and everything that might fall under it?
All right, very good. Well, thank you, Jackie. I also want to thank Jack Kleemeyer for inviting me to come for this interview here. My name's Christian Tombers, and it would be Tombers if I was a funeral director, because then I'd be Mr. Tombers. And Charlie Tango Productions is my own company, thinksales101.com. I do marketing and sales coaching for entrepreneurs, for individual salespeople, for sales staff, and also for people in career transition that would like to break into sales without having to go through a real long-term sales training class. And the type of selling that I teach is non-confrontational selling. I actually teach don't sell. Mm-hmm. Sounds like an oxymoron here. I'm a sales trainer. I'm telling people not to sell. But if you think it through, it makes sense. People don't like to be sold. People like to buy things. So I show business people how they can cause their customers to want to buy. If they want to buy, the end result is a sale.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I've had people come in. I own a business. I own Primrose. And so I have different vendors that come in and want to sell to me. And there's definitely a skill to it, because I have some people that walk in and I immediately shut down. Mm-hmm. I mean, so if you're teaching them the skills that, not to bring in the flip chart and start going through the history of their everything, I just need to hear why I need this. Why is this the best thing for me? So hopefully that's the kind of thing that you are teaching.
That is precisely, because a lot of business people can tell you who they are, what their business is, what they do, but they can't necessarily tell you what the outcome is of doing business with them.
Okay.
Most of what they talk about is something that's going to affect their income, but not the customer's outcome.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to look for.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you train someone, do you train them individually? Do you have training classes? So how does this work?
All of the above. I work with people one-to-one in private coaching classes. I can also work with sales staff and groups of salespeople. I also periodically will have classes that are open to the public where just about anybody can join and learn different classes. And there are different levels of training. I do the Sales 101. I'm also working on another program called Advanced Sales Strategies.
Okay.
Just don't figure out what the initials are, because that may not work out.
We won't go there. I own a preschool. I can't go there.
It stands for Advanced Sales Strategies. And I am what some people call a multipreneur. I work with a lot of different industries and businesses, and I've worked 24 years in the home improvement industry. And one of the things that I've developed is some techniques to get more sales without running more appointments. So you can actually get a better closing rate, more sales with the number of appointments that you already have.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you also have had some other facts that did you want to address these at all?
Sure, we can go through number 2 here if you like.
So number 2, it's he has interesting facts about him. So let's see what this is. He took an object that weighs as much as a grand piano and kept it above the ground for 5 hours and 49 minutes without any fuel, no wires, ropes, or strings attached, nor any physical connection whatsoever to the ground, and then made it go further up. So something that weighs as much as that. And how did we do this?
Well, that is a true story. It ties into a workshop I do that it's called The Conversation in Your Mind Can Make You Deaf and Make You Blind. A lot of salespeople will draw conclusions or jump to conclusions, sometimes the only exercise they get, and not really know how to ask the right questions. Mm-hmm. And as you said, it weighs as much as a grand piano. That doesn't mean it was a grand piano.
Right.
And the reality is my longest flight in a glider in a sailplane, which is pictured on my business card, is 5 hours and 49 minutes in one flight.
Well, there you go.
And there's no fuel, no engines, and I've literally made a glider go up more than a mile from my low point to my high point.
Okay.
So this ties into one of the classes that I teach is sometimes you just have to ask one more question. Mm-hmm. When the customer says, for example, we can't afford to do it right now, that doesn't mean they don't have the money. Maybe they just need to go to the bank and do a bank transfer. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to write you a bounce check, so it could be just...
To make sure to ask that next question.
Yeah, a real valuable question is, what did you mean by that?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. And you know, at Primrose we have families that are coming through, and they're trying to decide what's best for their child as far as childcare or preschool, and you know, it's closing that deal. You know, having the tour, and you can see that this is what they want for their children, and it's a skill to know what are those questions, or how do I make them see that this is what this is. You know, we talk about that. What did I not meet? What did we not meet for your family? And typically it's, well, you have met everything, so now, you know, how do we get you signed up? So so it is interesting, because if you just say, okay, well, thanks for coming in for this tour, you know, you may never close it, have a new child start with us, and we want that because we have an amazing thing going on there. So it's great that you know that you're out there teaching those skills, because it isn't something that comes naturally, especially if someone is trying to do that as their as you know,
and
livelihood. So.
I also keep it very simple. Selling is basically getting people to own the product. Marketing is getting them to know who you are.
Okay.
You may have heard a phrase, it's been around many, many years, build a better mousetrap and the world will beat a path to your door. They can only do that if they know, number one, that you have the better mousetrap, and number two, where's that door?
Right.
So that's marketing, and sales is getting them to own it. They're only going to own it if there's a benefit in owning that mousetrap. If they don't need a mousetrap, have no need for it, then there's no benefit. So the key concept for selling anything is people buy things to either avoid pain or gain pleasure, or maybe even both. And if you think back on anything you purchased either today, last week, a year ago, did that purchase in fact help you avoid some pain or help you gain some pleasure? And that's real simple.
I can think about that. I think that probably works for a lot of the things that I've purchased or spent money on. So very good. Okay, well, what else? What else do you have here? I know you have, like I said, a bunch of different hats that you wear. So what else would you like to touch
I'm
on?
what some people call a multipreneur.
Okay, multipreneur. Sorry, we can go with that. I like the sound of that. Let's see what multiple things you have.
Well, I am also the president of Noblesville Marketing Group for 2 years now. We meet every other Friday, not this coming Friday, the Friday after.
Okay.
At Jim Dandy at 7 o'clock on Friday mornings.
Okay.
And it is a free networking breakfast, or you can meet other business people from the Hamilton County area. So any business owner from Hamilton County is welcome to come and join us.
Okay.
And they get an opportunity to meet other business people and also promote their own business. In fact, Jim Wofford and Tom Ball had originally started the program.
There you go. And what day is that again?
That's on Fridays.
Okay.
And it will be the next one. I can actually get the exact date. Look it up on my solar-powered calendar. It only works when there's light. The next one will be on the 20th of May.
Okay.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, Jim Dandy Restaurant, Highway 32.
Have a good breakfast while you're there, too?
That's totally optional.
If you want.
Totally optional to have breakfast there.
Okay.
I also run a Power Circle, which is Power Circle Network. It's another networking group. There's no membership fee or cost involved, and that is every Friday morning at 9 o'clock at the First Merchants Bank, and that is on Highway 32 and Cary Road in Westfield.
Which one is that? Okay.
Yeah, so it's the First Merchants Bank, formerly the Mariana Bank, now it's First Merchants Bank. And that's 9 o'clock every Friday morning. We run about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on conversation. We try and keep the group small so that we have time to get to know each other. And a lot of times it turns into a mastermind type of meeting because we put our challenges on the table and the group synergistically puts together some solutions and some ideas. I'm also a representative for Legal Shield, which is a lawyer referral type service. And I also represent Crush Global, which is another service that's available for SEO, websites, landing pages, products and services that normally business would have to pay $200-300 a month for, and with our membership it's only $39.99.
Oh, okay.
And then I also represent another group that has a marketing class once a month. This will be on Friday, May 13th from 10:30 to 2 o'clock. It's at the Library Restaurant. And if somebody sends me an email, I'll send them an invitation to any one of these with more details and directions. It's a $50 class, and anybody watching this program here today can get a free ticket to get to this marketing program.
Okay. So that's this Friday.
That's coming this Friday, as a matter of fact, yes.
Okay.
And the website there is indiebusinesssuccess.com if you want to go ahead and just register yourself and put down there that you're my guest. And those are just a few things I'm involved in.
That's awesome.
I have done some voiceover work, so if anybody needs to have a voiceover done for an audio CD set, I did that for an author friend of mine, Robert B. Baines, The Day the Dollar Died,
Okay.
for a CD set. So like I said, I am a multipreneur.
You definitely are, and there's a lot of things going on there, a lot of opportunities for others to get involved. So
Yep.
it sounds like great things. So
The best way to reach me is by my cell phone number. It's real simple to remember. It's area code 317, the local area code, and then it's 5 sales, more than one sale, because you want more than one.
Yeah.
5 sales, 5.
okay,
And that's a good way to reach me. My website is
Very easy.
www.thinksales1.com. And I'm Christian Tombers, Charlie Tango Productions.
perfect. Thank you for being on the show with me, and I will be back next month at some point. And again, I'm with the Primrose School of Noblesville, and if you want to find out more, I will definitely keep Christian's card with me, so you can always contact me also at www.primrosenoblesville.com or at our phone number 773-4900. So thank you again for joining me.
Thank you, Jacki. Appreciate it.